You know, they say in life that you'll be doing fine, and once you start reaching the end of the finish line, you want to give up, but it's because you don't see the finish line. I'm Zach Barden. I'm a senior in the Quantitative Risk and Insurance program, and I'm an entrepreneur. When I was a kid, I've always liked to build, to make, to create things, and to really showcase to the world, showcase my spotlight to the world of what I have done, what I have built. When I was around 16, I had my first face-to-face client. So I went ahead and I went to the client site, and I was shaking the entire time. My hands were trembling. And they make the comment or the remark of, oh, you know, last time we had a college kid did this. You know, you did such a better job than him. And I kind of stopped for a second, and then a feeling of calmness came over me. A lot of people didn't have that chance, and to be told a comment like that really boosted my confidence and kind of propelled me into what I'm doing now, which is Buzz Cocoa. Essentially, back in the spring of 2015, I was talking to a friend, and I was trying to meet with them for coffee, and the person said, oh, well, I don't really like coffee. And they said, I don't like tea either. And I said, well, do you want to hang out with me at all? So listen, we can just meet, you can get some water or whatever. What do you like? He said, well, I'm more of a hot chocolate fan. And then suddenly it clicked. A light bulb went off in my head. And I had this idea of mixing caffeine with something that wasn't caffeinated, and that turned out to be hot chocolate. Both my parents are chemical engineers, and my dad actually works in the coffee and tea industry. So he helped me coach me on the chemistry, as well as give me insight on how, you know, his products are designed. And my mom, she's always grilling me with questions. Whenever I tell her I have a good idea for Buzz Cocoa, or just in general, she grills me with 1,000 questions. So initially, when I would tell people about the idea, they would say, awesome, I love it, that sounds really good. Or the other half of it would be, isn't that just mixing coffee with hot chocolate? And I was torn whether or not this would be a good idea or not. I started realizing, you know what, this is something I could do. It took a lot. I got a mixed review of responses, but I worked on my own to push forward. And when I needed help, I reached out to people. I reached out to a great group of friends. And I think that's really where the support comes from at this day and age, is that you find your peers who are also succeeding, or who are also pushing their product forward, and you kind of group with them. Entrepreneurship isn't really a thing you can turn off. There's no switch. It's a mindset, it's a personality, it's a mantra that you live each and every day with. It's a lot of strife, but that hard work and that patience, specifically patience, pays off in the end. I've had investors laugh in my face. I've had colleagues laugh in my face, yell at me, say, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? And you get to a point where you realize, you know what? If you're going to succeed and be the best version of yourself, you can't let any of that weaker stuff follow you. You have to be strong and confident no matter what. Everybody has haters, everybody has people that don't believe in them. You have to really filter those people out, or those forces out. I never really thought entrepreneurship was going to be something I'd pursue, or my own business rather. And it just kind of ended up, I fell into it. And I usually go into my ideas thinking, you know, I could fail, I could succeed. But I usually give myself about 1 year, and if the product or the brand isn't doing well, then I'll cut it. And it's been a year so far with Buzz Cocoa, and it's still going. So I'm letting you know that it's doing pretty well. An entrepreneur is somebody who works really hard, has the right patience with the idea that they have, and they never stop. They're never gonna stop with whatever it is. They have this one idea in their mind, and they just run the whole 9 yards with it. They just go to the end zone. Just think about that. What could the next generation do? What could you do if you decide to become an entrepreneur?